Yeah. Yeah.
Look at me.
Benchmark. They're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. That rapper jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. I ain't taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. You glad the seats, now it's on the grow. Tuning now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my butter blow.
I ain't seen from now. Bowser really, I'm just trying to tell you.
Benchmark Podcast. What's up, bro? Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob ENT Podcast. As you can see, we have 4 members here tonight, but one of the members isn't here. He had more important things to do with his life. But we have, of course, some of the regulars. Greg, Mr. Hot Takes, Debate Your Mother, I'm Vaccinated, Sinsmere. How you doing tonight?
He said unvaccinated.
No, I'm vaccinated.
Oh, I am vaccinated. I'm good.
And of course, next to him, we have his queen is in the building, Ariana, soon to be Sinsmere. Steelers, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
I'm vaccinated.
You know, because your man came out and said he wasn't going. I'm standing on my.
Yeah, he's standing on his 10 toes.
He's standing on it. He's definitely making sure he's mounted. He's like a tree by the rivers of living water. He's not. I shall not be moved. That's what Kyrie came out and said the last game. So at least you vaccinated, Miles.
I'm vaccinated.
Hey, I think we're all vaccinated.
How you doing tonight? I can't even think of a name for you because next thing you're doing too well. And then if I say do it for the ladies, I don't know if that affects anything. So, you know.
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
We'll keep it at that.
Okay, we're doing good. All right, man. So we got a lot that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about relationships and not just, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. We talking platonically, just friends. What are some keys that make relationship work? We're going to, of course, talk about the divisional round. We're going to talk about what happened last week. Of course, we already alluded to, we're going to mention a little Byrie. We're going to mention a little Russ, figuring out what's going on with that. But we're going to start off with relationships. I don't know who want to start it off, but we came up with the topic of what are some keys to make a relationship work? I guess we could start off with the romantic aspect relationship. What are some keys that y'all think makes a relationship work? I mean, we could start on this side, being that y'all about to get married.
like
obviously,
you're not already married.
Obviously, y'all got something working.
That's a loaded question. I feel like every relationship is different. You know, every relationship is different. I think whether you're friends, whether you're romantically involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of give and take. It's a partnership. I think on all levels. I think it's a partnership, though. You gotta be willing to listen to your partner. You gotta be willing to just put that, you know, not necessarily put their needs first, but come to a place, a common ground, right? Because it's not, you're not always going to see eye to eye. You know, you're two different people with two different views, two different perspectives, come from two different walks of life a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you got to be able to take everything that comes with that, right? Because it's, you know, no two people see eye to eye. No two people are the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? You kind of balance each other out in different ways. You're different people, but you each have different strengths, different weaknesses as people. So you got to balance that out and find that common middle ground. So it's never perfect. It's never perfect for anyone. I don't care what anyone says. That's just not true. That's not realistic. But obviously you love this person, right? Like you love each other. You're able to find the common ground to kind of work through and get through life together and enjoy life together, right? You gotta be with somebody that, but besides the romantic aspect that comes, but do you like spending time with that person?
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy their presence day to day? Like without the romantic aspect of it. And then also, no matter how long you're together, you know, don't take it for granted that you are together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like now you still got to go on dates. Like it's not like
exactly.
You still got to do spontaneous things. You still got to be able to.
Or it's to the left real quick.
It is to the left. It can go to the left fast. Like people.
Oh, no, I was talking about your stuff is to the left, to the left.
It goes left in more ways than one. But it, it's true though. You got to be able to, not take it for granted. It's easy when you for a long time take it for granted. People tend to take it for granted. You got to understand that you're still treating this person like the queen and the king. You still treat people like a king, like vice versa, whatever. But that's an important aspect of it too. It's a lot of give and take.
Miles, before you drop your knowledge, being the single person on the show and giving us some gems, I requested your presence on tonight, specifically, especially as we was going to talk about this, so we could hit a perspective from a female, a queen, on what you think makes relationships work, because we all do, so we can't obviously touch on that perspective. My wife, as y'all already saw, she's currently doing her hair, so she's handling that business, so I couldn't get her perspective on it. And a couple people asked at my job, but I was like, y'all like 12 years old, so y'all don't know y'all really know how to make work. So Ariana.
So I would say like knowing like what makes you happy as an individual is important in a relationship, because you don't want to solely put like all your you don't want your happiness to be only dependable on your partner. Like you want to make sure like, okay, like I love myself, like I'm able to be happy with myself as well. And then like you don't feel like, because like what Greg was saying, everyone in in a relationship has different likes, wants. They have they come from different places and everything. And for example, like Greg might like going to a certain place, and like I might be like, oh my gosh, like I just hate it. But like knowing that that place is like what your partner likes, you should be supportive, like just try it out, like just do stuff like that. Or like also too, I would say if your partner is not wanting to like go to your favorite spots and everything, you have to be okay like with like going yourself. Like try to like get your friends to go with you. Try to do your own thing. Like don't just resent your partner, be like, oh my god, well you never do this, you never do that. Like you have to be okay saying, okay, you know what, fine, if you don't want to go, I'm gonna take myself on a little date. I'm gonna hit up my girls, or I'm gonna hit my sister, your brother, whatever, mom, dad. And like you have to make those moves for yourself. Like you need to know in a relationship like what your partner loves, but like also too like what you love, and like always stay true to yourself in a relationship. Like don't just forget what the things like your hobbies, your passions. Like don't just kick that to the side because your partners might not like the same things. Like you need to that's what you could bring to that relationship. Like that's what the fun things, or like open up your partner's horizons, I like to say. I don't know. I just feel like that's really important in a relationship. Just staying true to yourself, making sure that you're making yourself happy, not just putting that solely on your partner. Because that can, just cause problems.
No, that's good facts right there, because we've all heard this, if you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to love the other individual in it. And like you said, you can't rely. I put this, it's funny, I put this on every day I go to work, right? So I put on the board where people are going to be at, where their positions are at. On the right side of the board, I put a motivational, inspirational thing. So this week I put on the board one day, do not give the keys of your emotions to anybody else. That should be a car that you're driving by yourself. When you do that, because one thing I heard always growing up, yo, Miles made me mad. No, you allowed Miles to make you mad. You gave him the keys to choose your emotions, because it's ultimately your choice. Nobody can make you mad. Nobody can piss you off. Nobody can do that. You allowed it to get to you. You gave them the keys. Like, all right, you drive the car. I'll sit in the passenger seat. You drive this car. You drive my emotions. So I think those is great points, and you live in it, because he don't watch Rick and Morty, and you was like, I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty. I don't gotta watch it with you. That's cool. You don't like Rick and Morty, but I watch Rick and Morty. Miles, the floor is yours. I don't know which way you want to go with it. I don't know which way you want to go with it. I don't know if you want to touch on fatherhood. I don't know if you want to touch on, like, you saw Kanye wasn't able to go to the birthday party, how that made you feel. Like, did that hit somewhere at home? Like,
I mean, I feel like a relationship, you need to have freedom.
Mhm.
You need to not feel like you guys have to be up under each other like 24/7. Because
Definitely not.
I've had relationships like that where I feel like if I'm not with that person, they're not happy, and that's where you butt heads, and you want to, feel comfortable that even if you guys aren't together or not, in the same room, same area, that things are, they're not going to blow up in your face. And I mean, I'm the last person who should be talking on this because I haven't been in one of these in a while, but I mean, you guys are giving me good advice.
I would also say like expressing how you feel to your partner is like really important. Like being
Mhm.
able to listen to your partner and not be quick to like, be so like defensive or, get really riled up or be like, oh, that's not true. Or, like just hear where your partner's perspective is coming from. Like
Mhm.
see how they feel. Like, because everyone perceives things differently in life. Like everyone
Yeah.
has different emotions. They had different experience sometimes that they could trigger,
Mhm.
how they feel. So I really feel like just hearing them out, like being able to like sit down with each other, talk it out is really important. But you have to be like willing to just listen. Like I know sometimes it could be really hard to be like, oh well, you could be defensive and be like, oh that's not true. Da, da, da. Just like try your best to like hear each other out. Try to see where that person's coming from and like try to put yourself in their shoes and then coming to like a middle ground, like trying to
Mhm.
say, okay, what is a plan? Like after you have those conversations, you should always have the mindset of, okay, how can we better this? How can we,
Mhm.
fix this? Okay, like
Move forward from
how can
this.
move forward and how can I learn
Mhm.
from how you're feeling, how I'm feeling? You know what I mean? So you both should have like that plan and have that type of mindset because like just being silent and like letting a day or two go over, I feel like little passive aggressive little things
Yeah.
can go in between that. And I just think it's just better, like if something's bothering you, you need to just share that with your partner. You should be able to talk it out because that's what a relationship and that's what a partnership is all about as well.
Yeah, communication
Mhm.
is definitely key. That's a part of the foundation that helps you in the long run. Your foundation is what's going to be able to help you get through those bad, tough days where you like, yo, I really can't stand you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I want to be by you. Your breath stink, all that. You go back to that foundation of the communication, the love,
Mhm.
what you all have alluded to. How I view it, especially if you're talking about a serious relationship, if you're just trying to have sneaky links and stuff like that, cool. You don't need to worry about this.
It's true.
But if you're trying to have a serious relationship, how I always view it, this person should be like your best friend.
Mhm.
Y'all should build that friendship first. So when it's tough times, like you gotta remember, all right, this is my friend still. This is my homie. Like this is my ride or die. Like, all right, you get on my nerves, but I still rock with you. And for me, part of my foundation, which I think everybody could talk to and touch on in this regard and agree with, our foundation for me and Nikki Stars is God, then communication.
Mhm.
For us, again, if you're not here yet, don't worry about it. If you want to get here, cool. Divorce don't come up in our mind. It's not an option. Going into it, that wasn't an option. That wasn't a thought because of God being the basis, the foundation. It all boils down back to God. Like, all right, I need to have my own personal relationship with God good. And then that affects our relationship.
Yeah.
That affects our time. We spend time with God together and individually. Because if I'm not individually right with God, I can't treat you right, being honest, at some point, because again, this is just my belief. God says the man is supposed to treat his wife as Christ loved the church. So that's love times love times love, and that's unconditional love. How many times, just thinking about an aspect, how many times do we jack up as Christians, as believers, and God still love us?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we can't do that in a relationship where we don't have forgiveness. Like, man, you get on my nerves. I'm done with you. Nah, that's not an option. So communication, God being the basis,
Exactly.
having a friendship.
And I would say try new things. Like try to do new things. Like
Mhm.
things that you both haven't done, you know, because that's what makes those like little moments special, and you can always look back on those little things, whether it's like taking a tango class or going to a new restaurant in the city or to a new place or like a road trip. I feel like those are the memories that you will always look back on, and like those create like the funniest stories, you know, that you can
Doing life
tell.
with each other.
Yeah, just doing life, because I feel like life is all about, in a way, like you being able to like I always say, like explore like God's wonder, like go and see the world, like
Mhm.
travel, like meet people, like
Yeah.
form those relationships. Like I just feel like sometimes we forget that. I know, like we just like forget, like, you know, just to like live life and just open up our horizons and try new things, because like sometimes we're just so stuck in our own ways. But I think that's just really important. Like you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone in a relationship. Like you shouldn't always feel 100% comfortable, because if that's the case, then you don't get to enjoy life's surprises and wonders. In my
That's a bar right there for life. Comfortability kills everything. You can get, as what Greg alluded to. Shout out to Wheezy. Don't you ever get too comfortable. Y'all know the track. Y'all go check it out. Don't you ever get too comfortable. It's facts though. It's facts though.
Mhm.
It is fact.
When you get comfortable, you then get complacent.
Mhm.
And the things that you did, like he said, great, something that me and Nikki stand by. You keep dating the individual.
Yeah.
You keep dating them. You keep, hey, that's my girl. Hey, you trying to go on a date? Like, you keep doing those type of things because you don't want it to get monotonous. You don't want it to get like, yeah, we wake up, we married, we did this, cool, yeah. Everything that you did leading up to getting to that point, you still have to do. That's what got the person to be like, yes, I do. You don't say yes, I do, and then be like, I'm good, man. I'm retired now. I don't gotta do nothing. Like, nah, you still gotta go on dates. Like, we have every month is dating. We have one night dedicated to date night. The thing, once you get to this point, even in a serious relationship, before you even get to marriage, you have to be intentional in trying to make it work.
Yeah.
You make time for each other. You do things that bring happiness. Miles, Greg, Ariana, before we transition, do y'all know y'all love language?
I don't know.
I think mine is like physical touch, because like I love to, like, you know, give hugs or
Mhm.
like cuddle and stuff like that. I don't know, like I also like to do like give like little compliments. I'm like, oh, you look so handsome today, or like you
Mhm.
look like good, and I call them like honey bun and stuff like that. So I would say like those are my
You see Miles, you ain't peep, cheeks start getting red, he cheesy. Oh, yeah, honey
like,
bun.
So like I think that's my love language. Like I just like want my partner, you know, like you know, I love you. I want you to feel good. Like
Mhm.
like let you know, like, yeah, you were that in a bag of chips. So yeah.
Words of affirmation is definitely words of affirmation is definitely one of mine. I need to hear it. Like she said, tell me, you a bad one. Shut your mouth. Like Nikki, no, the words of affirmation is big for me, and quality time.
Yeah.
And quality time could be anything. Like I said, we was talking about Abbott Elementary. We watching Abbott Elementary together, quality time. One of the things that we love doing is send each other TikToks. Like, yo, this young hilarious. Like stuff like that. That's really huge for me. That's my love language. I know hers is gifts and hers is physical touch. So I know it's cuddling, it's holding hands, and you know, this is why I bust my butt, try to make Bench Mob what it is, because she like gifts. So I know that. It don't always have to be monetarily, but you know, that help. So
Taking Tone to the cleaners.
It's the outlets down like 20 minutes from here. I'm gonna have to probably visit them this week and get Coach bag, Gucci bag, something this week. You feel me? So this why brother man over here be getting 3-4 hours of sleep. You feel me? Because I just be out here, gotta grind to make wifey happy.
Happy life. Wait, no, happy wife, happy life.
I disagree with that 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
I disagree with that
I think both
100%.
parties gotta be happy. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. I'm
Both
just
parties gotta be
joking.
happy. I think the quality time thing is a good point though.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a thing though. once in it though, I believe both parties got to be happy. But
Yeah,
where it
oh, yeah.
comes to the aspect of again having that sacrifice and having that on some level you put their needs and wants before yours.
Mhm.
Her being happy does make me happy though.
Mhm.
You feel me? Like in
Mhm.
a sense, it's like, and vice versa though.
Yeah.
Like it's certain things that she know I have goals and dreams, and she like, nah, I know if you don't do this, you're not gonna be okay with it. I want Miles to hop in, right? So we gonna talk real quick on the friendship aspect. Friends, what do you think is needed to have a
I got my
friendship
own
work?
category. Friendship. Hold on. Ask the question again. What is it?
What's needed to make
That's
friendships work?
Like with a female or just in general?
Can females and dudes just be friends?
I knew you were gonna go there. You're gonna go there.
Can they?
I say yes. So
I
that's
think so.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
On certain levels. On certain levels.
Like
I've made a lot of females my sisters. Like, oh nah, you my sister in Christ.
like I have a good friend Almar. Shout out to Almar. You're like one of my homies. Like he's a really, really good friend. Like he always in college, he would always like check on me because like we would be in the sciences together, and oh my gosh, we would go through it. And he
Mhm.
was just like a brother that like he was just like understanding, and it wasn't like oh I felt like it was something. Like, oh, he could have, like, oh, he likes me or something like that. No, it was, like, really genuine. Like, he would check on me. Like, we would go, to the dining hall, like, get lunch, just, like, talk about sports, talk
Mhm.
about life. And, like, he would always encourage me, be like, like, you got this on this test. Like, just, stay focused, breathe. Just, like, giving nice, encouraging
Yeah.
words. Like, I would do the same, of course. And I feel like you both need to know, because, like, he was in a relationship, too, and everything. So, like, you both need to know, like, this is a friendship. This is not,
Set some ground rules.
set boundaries. I
Yeah.
feel like that's important in a friendship, especially in the opposite sex. You have to set boundaries first day. I feel like the first day he knew I had a boyfriend. Like he knew, and I knew he had a girlfriend too. Set that boundary.
Yeah, he ain't want that smoke with Greg.
So I just feel like that's important in a friendship and in the opposite sex to set your boundaries.
Yeah.
If you feel like something is like being like a little shady or
Something brewing, then
then you need to confront that friend, like talk it out and to see how it goes. But setting boundaries is key.
We'll go same sex for you.
If you, if you're gonna do the whole opposite sex friends thing, and you're with someone, all right, like let's say one person's with someone, the other person's not, right, and it's opposite sex. You gotta establish trust in your own relationship.
Facts.
You can't bring that jealousy. You can't bring insecurities to that.
Mhm.
You can't do that. Like if you cannot trust someone, don't date them. I'm making it sound more simple than it is. People got trust issues. People got a lot of things that stem from other parts of their life, and they bring the baggage with them into the relationship.
Mhm.
Not just on the relationship side, but on the friendship side. That can't spill into that. It gets messy. So you got to be able to trust with everything that you are the person that you with. And that sounds like that should be like a prerequisite, the easy thing. But you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised because that's needed on friendships, relationships, marriages. Trust is needed.
It's everything.
From jump. But Miles, I guess we could do same sex for you. Like,
give Miles
like
freedom.
that.
Give Miles the freedom to touch on whatever you want to touch on.
Hey, go ahead. Dude. The floor is yours. It's your whose world is this?
I mean, if I'm talking about like my homies, there gotta be people who hold me accountable, who aren't just like yes men and telling me things that I want to hear. They want to like check on me and see like, oh, are you reaching your goals? Are you trying to make things happen this year? And I have a few people like that in my life, so I do appreciate that in aspect, but like realizing like not everybody's a friend. Like you're not like in high school, you could call so many people like, oh, that's my homie, that's my friend. But like the older you get, that list of people like really dwindles down.
It's a lot of acquaintances.
Yeah, it's a lot of people who's like, we weren't really friends. It was just, because we all lived in the same town. Once we left, it's like we lost touch. So all those people that I grew up with that still keep in touch, even though like you can go months without talking to you, or like maybe even a year. Like I haven't talked to a couple friends in a year, but I could hit them up and it's still all love. Like just having those people who just don't hold grudges just because people are busy in their lives. So
that'd be a pickup from where you left off.
Yeah.
Are y'all believers? What you just mentioned, right? Are y'all believers in the whole little post that be going viral? Like, if somebody say they busy, don't believe them because you make time for what you want to make time for.
No, like
That's
that's BS. Because sometimes, especially if you're at work, you have a lot of things going on, and then like you have other things. Like if you're married, you're talking with your spouse and like family. So like a lot of things can just overpass you, and then like trying to reach that person back. Like sometimes you could be at the grocery store like, oh man, like I need to call so and so back, and it's not that we didn't like make time. Like you're overwhelmed sometimes throughout the day with so many things coming at you that sometimes you just want to like be off your phone, sit down, watch a TV show, read a book, whatever, unwind. And I just think it's really important to give yourself grace in the day, like after work, whatever, or even like on the weekends. Just set time for yourself. Like do your self-care routine. Like make sure like your mental state is in check. Like make sure that your body's feeling good. Like if you need to go out to the gym, like make those like little that time for yourself, because that's important. Like your closest friends and your family, they will understand, because that is, I feel like it's really hypocritical to be like, oh well, you didn't make time for me, and like sometimes you have like family members who don't even like call you or whatnot within like a month or so, and you could easily say that to them. But I don't know, I just feel like that's not the case. You just go through a lot in a day.
I think as you mentioned, grace is needed. You have to show grace. Everybody handles things differently. Everybody goes through, because one of the worst things ever to be nagging or upset, like, yo, I ain't heard from you in months, and the person like, yo, my mom died.
Yeah.
Oh, I found this out. I just been going through it. I haven't been able to talk to anybody, not just you, anybody. So that's one of the worst things. It's like you have to have grace for people, because you want that same grace back. So you got to have grace for people to like, all right, they might be going through something, they might be handling something.
Yeah.
And if you really know the person, the person at some point is going to get back to you if y'all had that type of relationship. Now, some people that just terrible and they just suck and things of that nature. And that's where what Miles alluded to. I think, to probably put a button in this, right? I think across the board in life, what we have to do as a people, I think as a better job of, is placing people in their right positions. Sometimes we expect and want too much out of people that are not at that position. You're expecting best friend status from your homie, but he's really just an acquaintance. If you're giving out 120% and you're getting back 60%, maybe you put the person in a perspective place. I can't be going 120. Oh, nah, you not really best friend. Oh, nah, you not the shorty I thought you was. You not the dude that I thought you was. That's fine. I'll put you in the right place. You here. You there. Everybody has a role to play in your life. You choose where they want to be at. Now, sometimes we see it in TV shows and whatnot. We see it in sports. I'm going to sign you and make you a starter when you're really a six man.
People show you. People show you.
When they show you your true colors, when they show you their true colors, do not try to repaint them.
Exactly. Like, people show you who they are. You ain't got to do all this deep soul searching and
just pay attention.
You're scratching your forehead, losing all your hair follicles, trying to figure out if this person's your friend or not. They show you. They show you by action.
When you pray to God and you ask, like, hey, like, show me the people who should be in my life and remove the people who shouldn't, don't be surprised when
He'll show you.
Yeah, exactly. He will show you. Like, it might hurt, but just know, like, it's for the best.
I mean, the other thing too, bro. Like, yo, Jesus knew the whole time Judas was gonna betray him, man. My man was still having him at dinner. That's different living, and like that's just how you gotta view it. Sometimes people aren't meant to be in your life, and you gotta go with that route.
And people come for seasons. They come and go for seasons. Like they're sometimes in your life to teach you something, to help you better yourself, or to learn like how to avoid a situation. I don't know. I always feel like you can always learn from a person.
You can learn from every situation for sure. But hey, yo, this is bonus content, bonus episode right here. You feel me? We talked about just relationships just on this one. This is his own episode right here. So just because it's a different episode, but it's the same thing. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Benchmark, we out. Peace.
Peace.